Hey guys, so welcome everyone to my Disney Dream Vlogs. This is my very first time going live here on this channel, and as you can imagine, I'm super nervous. Now I know that this is a very small channel of mine that I have here, and probably not a lot of people will be joining, but I do know that this video is going to stay recorded for future reference. I'm doing this live because honestly I just want this to go unedited, raw. I'm going to be doing a trip recap for our September trip that we did this past 2016. It's a very late video, I know, and that is one of the reasons on which I am deciding to go live, because I tried to do it once and I had just had so many technical difficulties, so I said no, let's just do this live raw. And if anybody that happens to be subscribed to me happens to join in and have any questions that want answered and I haven't been able to answer via my comment section, I can just go ahead and answer those now. So pardon me, there's going to be lots of mistakes and I'll probably be fumbling, but I'm going to try to be as concise as possible, and I'll try to remember as much as possible from our trip. If you haven't seen our vlogs, which I do invite you to do so, I'm sure there's a playlist of our trip all around the channel. I'll try, once this video is recorded for later, I'll be putting cards in here so you can watch them. But that was our very first Disney World trip we had taken. Now, for the precise dates, we took him September 6th through the 13th of 2016. So that was almost a year ago. And we took advantage of the free dining. Now, I know the free dining has changed quite a bit from last year to this year. And I know many things in Disney have changed in less than a year. Like, I am flabbergasted by all the things that have happened, all the things that have changed. But I wanted to just do this trip recap and go through the things that we've experienced as first timers back then, and kind of just share the experience with many other people that are first timers and are probably planning for their first trip and have questions just as well as we did for our first trip. Now, in my family consists of three. It is myself, my daughter, which she's going to be 13 this year, and my husband. She was 12 last year. She was going to be 12. She was 12. She was going to be 12. Something like that. Pardon me, it's late in the evening. But anywho, so as you saw by the vlogs, it was a surprise. She had no idea that we were going. I surprised her the morning of. So I do suggest you go see the reveal. We have a video about that. And so the morning of was the 6th of September. We woke her up. We went, everything went perfect. We flew Southwest. We did take the Magical Express. Oh, I see somebody joined in. Hello. We did take the Magical Express and everything was perfect. I was very, very surprised at how smooth everything went. We arrived on time, no issues. I love Southwest. The bags, everything with the bags, the fact that we get 2 bags carry-on, and then, or a personal item and a carry-on, and then you don't have to pay for your 2 checked bags. It's just amazing. Anyways, let's see, what was I saying? And I'm sorry if I lose track. Feel free to comment if you have any questions in the chat. That way I can see them and then I will be able to respond if you have any questions. And so we, let's see, there we go. And so we arrived in Florida on time to the airport. We didn't wait that long for Magical Express, maybe a total of 20 minutes since we arrived, got down to, you know, we took the phonorail and then we got into the Magical Express, checked in there, and then took our Magical Express bus. And then many people, this is one thing that I was, you know, I didn't expect it, or I didn't know, I didn't find a straight answer, but the ride from the airport to our resort, by the way, we stayed in Coronado Springs, it took about 30 minutes or so. So it is a lengthier ride than I imagined, because we also stopped at 2 other, I think it was 2 other resorts. I don't remember the resorts, so I'm not even going to try to mention them, but it was 2 other resorts. And but it wasn't that bad. Anyways, when we got to the resort, to Coronado Springs, our bags were actually already waiting for us in our room, so we had no issue with that. I did order groceries to be delivered because we were staying there for about a week or so. So I had groceries delivered, and I did that through Garden Grocers, which I loved. And we had, so I had my magic bands, everything set, everything worked, no issues with that. I only had them deliver, like Bell Services, I had them deliver our groceries to our room because Coronado Springs, it's a huge resort. It really is. And so I am so sorry if I'm scattered, by the way. I don't have any notes. I'm just going by memory, but by what I remember. So I am so sorry if this is so scattered. I apologize. I probably should have prepared better. I didn't. So sorry. I'm so excited. Just thinking back on our trip is getting me so nostalgic, so sad at the same time that I'm not there. Like I said, it was our first trip, and it's like, oh, I literally want to cry because this was like a dream for me since I was a child. And the fact that I was able to fulfill this for my daughter and for myself, for my family, was like, oh, amazing. So where was I? Okay, so they did deliver our groceries and everything was just fine. The cold stuff would remain cold. Everything was perfect. Nothing was missing. So I loved the service through Garden Grocer. It was just wonderful. And okay, so then let's see, we did hit the parks. We hit the ground running. Like we decided, I'm sorry, I'm trying to turn something off over here. We got there and then we rested for a little bit and then, excuse me, and then we decided to hit the parks. We went to Magic Kingdom, our first park, and then we were starving. So for our first quick service, oh yeah, like I said, we did have the free dining offer. I was able to snag that when the promotion was released, so I was glad I got the, back then, when it was still, if you stayed at a moderate, you got the regular dining plan, which was one quick service, one table service, and you know, your snack. So that was the first and last time I got to enjoy that. So for our first meal of the day, we wanted to just have something quick, and I hadn't had any reservations, you know, for that early part of the day. So the first meal that we had was a quick service, and that was at Columbia Harbor House in Magic Kingdom, because that was our first park we hit that day. And so we went to Columbia Harbor House. It was good. It was okay. So we did our rides, we did everything, and I did have a table reservation for that evening. For our first meal, if I remember correctly, it was Chef Mickey's. So we had our first meal, table service meal, there at Chef Mickey's at the Contemporary. I do have a previous video, I believe, where I shared how is it that I planned my dining so that we wouldn't be running, I'm sorry, these ears are like tugging, like prickly at the back, so it's kind of like, how I planned my meals so that we wouldn't be running around like our heads, or like chickens with our heads cut off, you know? So we would have an ideal time, because as it is, let me just tell you right now, having the regular dining plan does take, or just like eating table service meals does take quite a bit of time, you know? It's very time consuming to get from one place to another. So that's one thing I did discover, is eating at table services, you know, just getting to your reservation, waiting to be seated, ordering your meal, or, you know, even if it's like all you care to enjoy, it takes a while. So I was like kind of sad when this year they said that if you stay at a moderate or at a value, you only get quick service. But thinking back, I'm kind of glad now, because I think if we were to do it again, or even if we were to buy the dining plan, I think honestly, even though the food was, okay, the food was good. I'm not gonna lie and say it was horrible food, but the places that we ate, it wasn't like expensive place. Like we didn't have any Victorian Alberts, and we weren't eating at, but we did have like, if you take a look at our vlogs, because I'm not going to describe every single place we went to here. It's just a quick trip recap. But we did eat like at Chef Mickey's, we ate at Ohana, we ate at Liberty Tree Tavern, which honestly was my least favorite. Be Our Guest, Crystal Palace, what's that one? That barbecue place? That barbecue place in Animal Kingdom. I mean, we've had, for our first visit, we hit many of the first time, Boma, many of the first time, you know, must eat at places. So it was good. I just think many of those places have been so, Via Napoli, those places have been so, I believe, overhyped up, if I'm being honest with you, that I think I was expecting a little bit more. But if I sit here and think about it, okay, it is a theme park. Let's think about it. It is theme park, and for being at a theme park food, it was rather good. If we're gonna sit there and think, you know, compare theme park to theme park, I've been to other theme parks where you get crappy food. And if I'm gonna sit there and, you know, hey, realize that this is the theme park food, it was really good. But being that many people, maybe because I don't know, I'm not a picky eater at all, but I don't get satisfied with just burgers and chicken tenders, you know. I'm not that type, you know. I want more from my food, but I'm also not Victoria and Albert's, like I need to eat fancy. But you know, I consider myself a medium foodie. So it was good. It was just not all that I thought it would be. Like some people make it seem like, oh my goodness, it's the best food. It's like the best pizza ever. Like it was good. It was just not, you know, I hope you know what I mean. Anyways, so in general, let me just, because I'm already kind of long, and this was supposed to be a quick trip recap, and it's not being quick. So let me just kind of, I mean, you have the vlogs. You can see day by day what we did. It was very crowded, more crowded than I expected it to be, because many people for many years have said, oh, September is a low crowd day, especially if you go after Labor Day. It was still crowded, but not as bad all at the same time as I thought. I prepared myself for the worst, and I think that's the best tip I can give is prepare yourself for the worst, and that way you won't be disappointed. Because if you have too high expectations, then you leave room for disappointment, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It was really hot. Thankfully, it did not rain. And I think the couple minutes that it rained, it was while we were in like Make Us Feel Our Magic. And then by the time we came out, it wasn't even raining anymore. So we didn't even realize it, only because I think once we noticed the ground was wet. But yeah, we were blessed with perfect weather, I guess, if you can call it, because we didn't have any hurricanes or anything. It was after we came back when I believe people got hurricanes. So it was just perfect weather for us. Perfect weather. It was hot. It was very, very hot. I mean, I'm just insanely hot. But all in all, we had a blast, honestly. So, well, would we go? Yes, definitely. Would we get the dining plan if we would have to pay? I don't know. My husband really liked the fact that you don't have to worry about, I mean, granted, last time we got it for free, and it's never guaranteed to get the dining plan for free again. We don't know how the promotion, they're gonna eventually phase it out. We don't know. But he likes the idea of going without worrying about having to pay out of pocket at that moment. He likes having everything prepaid now that he understands a little bit more of how it works. He liked not being, you know, in the moment having to worry, okay, let's make the calculation. Let's make sure we have enough money to pay for this bill, or no, you can't order that because, you know, it's not going to be in budget. He likes having had already paid for in advance, even though you're not really saving, because he's well aware of that. But he just likes having that money already taken care of and not having to worry during vacation, but maybe during the year when we're saving. So before, let me just say, my husband was not very like extremely excited about going. Like he wanted a vacation. It's just that Disney wasn't his thing. But after, like, I think he really enjoyed it. And he's actually excited for our next trip. Actually, before I keep going, let me just say we do have plans. We're currently actively saving for our next trip, which if everything goes well, we have plans for it to be in 2018. We're planning for maybe September again. We're not sure. I'm very curious. Like I said, I do like to try different foods. I'm adventurous. So is my daughter. So is my husband. So we're kind of interested about doing the food and wine. Kind of nervous about it, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm kind of very interested about doing that. We're also maybe thinking about next year if our, maybe some family members might join us. I don't know, that's still up in the air. We're not sure, but this 2016 September trip, our very first trip, it was amazing. Everything went so perfect. Like I said, maybe because I was preparing for, mentally I was thinking, okay, many things can go wrong. Be aware of that. Like I was mentally prepared for things to go wrong, and I think that helped because nothing went wrong, and I was so surprised. And it, I didn't have any magical Disney moments, but just everything was perfect. Everything was nice. Everything was just so nice, and everything went well. It seems so easy for it to be our first trip. And I think, and I'm pretty sure it has to do with all the planning I did. I seriously sat down and researched for over a year. I listened to podcasts, I watched YouTube videos, I read online, on the Diz, different forums, I read up on it. Somebody did ask me earlier today if I did find that touring plans. I was trying to think about, what was it called? If I found touring plans to be helpful, and if I would use it again. Definitely, I did find touring plans to be helpful. It did get a little bit hard getting used to it, like not hard, but I just had to get a little bit used to it, find the way to work it. But I did enjoy it. I did find it helped me out planning my day, modifying things, finding out what worked for me. It was easy to modify, and relatively affordable, for the time that it saves me, the steps, everything. I definitely would get it again. Will get it again when we return, hopefully in 2018. So I'm so excited for all the new stuff that is coming, especially if Toy Story Land opens in summer. So yeah, I know I was expecting not a lot of people to join the live because I don't have that many subscribers and it's a Sunday evening, but I was hoping, to just do this recap because I've been needing to do it for over almost a year now, and I just didn't have any chance, and then the editing is very hard for me, but I just wanted to get it done, answer some questions, and I did want to mention one thing. The Liberty Tree Tavern was our least favorite because of all the waiting that we had to do. Our reservation was so late. We were taken in over, I don't know if it was like 40 minutes. I can't even remember now. Just the setup that they have, I don't know if it's changed by now, but back then when we went, they just don't have any seating area. You just have to wait around, and it's just, the food wasn't really my cup of tea. The food was dry and just, I've done better food. It's just, So that's one place that I would not return to right off the bat. But the character interaction, everything was great. So definitely overall, our trip was amazing. So glad, oh, by the way, so glad I got to see Wishes for our very first and last time. So excited for the new fireworks show, Happily Ever After. I've seen snippets of it online, and oh my goodness, it seems very pretty. So there's still some things that I missed out, like the Star Wars, because I'm a Star Wars fan. So I didn't get to see the Star Wars show. the Star Wars Nighttime Spectacular. I don't even know what it's called, honestly, but I love Star Wars. I'm just so excited for everything that's about to come and everything that I missed out. Obviously, oh, that's another thing. Obviously, we did not get to do everything we wanted to on our list. It's insane to think you will, and it's insane to want to try to do it. That's another thing. I went with my mind knowing that I wasn't going to be able to do half of the things I wanted to do, and accepting that also helps, and so that you don't get upset with your family members when one of them doesn't want to wake up early in the morning and you do. Because yeah, that did happen, and I didn't get to see the morning show, the opening, you know, the rope drop, which is sadly gone. But you know, just understanding, being flexible, and accepting that, you know, you're not going to be able to get to do everything. That will help a lot, because if you, yeah, let's just not drag this on. Anyways, thanks for everybody who's will be watching this video. Hopefully it helps somebody, and hopefully I answered the questions that were pending for such a long time. Thanks everybody who leaves those wonderful, so heartwarming and nice comments. Thanks everybody for your likes. I hope you guys keep sharing these videos, share the channel. I hope to be a little bit more consistent, and as soon as we start again with all of our planning and everything, I will start sharing those videos too. If you guys have any questions, we are doing our saving with the Disney savings account. If you guys have any questions about that, feel free. I can do a video about that. If you guys have any questions in particular you want me to address, just go ahead, comment, send me messages, private messages, comments, whatever. I also have my Twitter. Everything is down below. Please, please, please. Oh, and my Instagram. I also have my Instagram. So, and it's all My Disney Dream Vlogs. So you can find me like that everywhere. So thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much for watching these videos. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe if you haven't. Share these videos. I really, really appreciate it. And it helps so much more than you would ever know. So thanks so much. And till next time, keep Disney dreaming. Bye.